Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's the show. So with that, yeah. So we got to get into this, man, because at the end of the day, you know, you can't have 74% of our people talking about they want reparations and Kamala Harris and them talk about they going to study it. Lift every voice playing like some crazy junk she's talking. You know, tax credits and college. Well, man, listen here. The Wish people is getting reparations still to this day. The Wish people got land. The Wish people got money in the forms of trillions of dollars. That's what we are owed. We're not owed nothing else, guys. Slavery was about money. Jim Crow, about money. Redlining, about money. Race riots, about money. All this stuff was about money. Taking our land, about money. So if it's all about money, resources, and land, then that's all our reparations supposed to be about. Nothing more, nothing less. You can't have 74% of our people talking about they want reparations and they want to dictate to us how they want to give us a different reparations for every other nation in the world that got reparations. That's BS. Bottom line. They know exactly what they're doing. They've been doing this ever since they supposed to pay our forefathers coming out of POW camps, aka enslavement. They've been doing it that long, guys. They've been coming up with excuses and lies and trickery since then. At the same time, giving everybody else bill passes for protection against hate crimes and giving everybody else their reparations. You know why they don't want to give us our reparations? It got something to do with hatred. It got something to do with prejudice. It got something to do with supremacy over you. You're not seen as a human being. See, because when you can't get justice from a system that's already supposed to be civilized, from a system that already supposed to say it has law-abiding citizens, if you can't get justice in that reality, then you already know that ain't nothing changed for you. That's just what it is. And we got to look at these folks like that. Because there's no way in the world that our children's got to keep starving, struggling in ghetto slums and hoods, based off of them putting us there through violence and not wanting to turn it over. Not wanting to reform it. Not wanting to correct the wrong that's been done on the basis of crimes against humanity. We got to own up to them on what they're putting out. Because if they're not the same as their forefathers who came with the Holocaust and massacre and genocide of our people, then why are they maintaining it? Why are they maintaining the crimes? This is the reality that we must stand on. Because this is the reality that they're standing on. And this is how we unite. We unite together based off of our struggles together. We're walking around abandoned buildings all up and down our communities. We're walking around abandoned stores all up and down our communities because we can't open up black businesses because we can't get our just due for what they owe us legally by law. But they're talking about studying. They don't need to study nothing because they don't study when they give out money to the other nations. They don't study when they're giving out all this money to the immigrants coming in. See, the hatred against you caused them to say they got to study it. That's what it is. Therefore, that's why they telling you they got to study it. That's why they speaking on studying. Not because it need to be studied, not because they don't got the money, but because they want to keep you as perpetual bottom feeders. That's why. And we got to call it for what it is. Because at the end of the day, it's self-destructive and it's destructive to our people. You can't get mass incarcerated like we're being mass incarcerated based off of survival work because you're being set up. That's what it is. You're being set up. That's why they're making careers off of your children going to prison because you don't have no economic growth. You have economic oppression. You don't have no resources being allocated to your community solely for your people. And in turn, you still got to survive. And in turn, trying to survive away from the system that is setting you up to not survive, they capitalize off of it by mass incarcerating you. bringing destruction to your family. And since men run this world, run this country, supremacy run this country, they're giving your women all jobs over you, thus lopsiding the household so that way men can't be the head of household or wear the pants in the household to provide for their family and their children and their wives. And in turn, they flip that, thus bringing more domestic violence into the home. All these are systematic setups and trickeries to keep us divided and in a destructive manner to keep us from getting our just due, which is what? Self-empowerment for our own nation to be able to do and stand for our own selves under our own authority. That's why Black Wall Street got burnt down. That's why our communities was flooded with water in lakes and rivers over time. That's why the race riots of Red Summer riots and so on took place. Riots of 1919, you name it. They know what they're doing. The key is you don't know what they're doing, and you need to get on board with what they're doing so that way you can save your babies and grandbabies from where they're trying to bring them to. This is the reality to what's going on in the United States. Dealing with who? The colonizers. Those that maintain our oppression and suffering for what their forefathers have done to us under the forms of Holocaust, massacre, and genocide. They are unapologetically denying us justice. And in turn, we gotta be unapologetically Black, Aboriginal Negroes of America. That's just the reality to it. We need to stand up and stand now because we don't got no more time. When you look at some of the researchers, our elders that research the economic reality of us, we are in straight danger and destruction of being destroyed in this country based off of not being able to own, house, feed in no form and fashion to be able to take care of our own nation. And y'all think these other nations gonna do it? With you sitting at number one on the federal census of ethnic hate crimes as number one to be hated in this country and can't even get a bill passed from the people that started this hatred on you? From their system that they control still to this day? Do you think they gonna feed your children by giving them jobs, careers? Do you really believe, and that's a witchcraft word because you know how I feel about it, but do you really think that's a reality? Yeah. Well, this is what you're setting your children up for and your grandbabies by sending them to school to get out and get jobs from nations that don't like you. We need businesses. We need bosses. We need ownership. And the only way we're going to get that is by getting our just due for what they owe us 100%. We ain't asking them for nothing. We want justice for crimes against humanity. That's where we sit. That's where we stand. And that's how they spending generational wealth off the backs of our people, off the backs of our forefathers, ancestors, and grandparents. While we passing down generational poverty. While we toiling in generational poverty. While we sitting around traumatized from all the trauma that we've been through, trauma bonding with each other based off of destruction all around us. Can you dig it? Can you understand what am I saying? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. It's about that money. That's how you pay your bills, right? That's how you pay for your home. That's how you pay for your land. That's how you pay for the codes on your black, right? Then it's about that money. Don't let them swindle you out of what they owe you legally, because they don't got no problem giving everybody else an economic floor over you, giving resources to everybody else over you. It's your turn. It's your turn. And the Republicans Party, the Democratic Party, they all know. They know. The wealthy, they know. They all know you've been duped, been swindled, bushwhacked, you name it. They know. Do you know? Because if you don't, now you do. For I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.